Are you tired of feeling defeated every time life throws a curveball your way? Do you long for the inner strength and resilience to overcome challenges with grace and dignity? Well, my fellow Stoic enthusiasts, you're in for a treat. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're diving deep into the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy to uncover 20 ways to become undefeatable according to Stoic philosophy. From focusing on self-improvement to cultivating gratitude and positivity, these principles will empower you to navigate life's ups and downs with unwavering resilience. But before we jump into the heart of the discussion, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our empowering Stoic content. And if you find value in today's video, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow Stoic enthusiasts. Together, let's spread the wisdom of Stoicism and empower others to live a life of inner strength and resilience. Let's start the video. 1. Focus on self-improvement. The quest of self-improvement is given a large amount of weight in Stoicism, which lays a major focus on the acquisition of inner serenity and resilience. Stoics recommend you to focus your attention inside rather than on the events that are taking place outside of yourself when you are faced with rejection. Stoics believe that this is the best way to navigate the situation. If you make your own personal growth and development a priority, you will turn your attention toward the areas of your life that are within your control. This will result in the development of a sense of agency and empowerment inside you. Stoics are of the idea that the only way to obtain true happiness is to continually work on bettering oneself, regardless of whether or not one gets praise from other people. Stoics believe that this is the only way to acquire pleasure. Rejections should not be allowed to dampen your self-confidence. Rather, they should be seen as opportunities for introspection and growth as an individual. You may be able to create the inner strength that is essential to handle the challenges that life throws at you with grace and endurance if you improve your capacity for self-awareness and resilience. When seen through the lens of Stoicism, rejection is converted into a motivating force that leads to enhanced self-awareness and growth. It is possible to cultivate a mindset that is resilient and flexible by engaging in the practice of embracing challenges as opportunities for advancement. When one adopts this mindset, they are able to thrive in spite of the challenges they confront. 2. Disprove their assumptions. Stoic philosophy encourages us to confront any unfavorable opinions or assumptions that other people may have about us with unflinching commitment and honesty. Stoicism is a philosophical school of thought. Stoics argue for the principle of disproving misconceptions via our acts and successes, as opposed to allowing ourselves to be persuaded by the views of other people. In situations when we are faced with the sensation of being rejected, Stoics emphasize the importance of allowing our actions to speak louder than the opinions of other people. It is through the consistent demonstration of our true character and abilities that we dispel notions that are not founded on reality and disclose the worth that we possess on our own. This Stoic concept encourages us to maintain a consistent devotion to our principles and virtues, regardless of whether or not we get external validation or acceptance. This is the case regardless of whether or not we receive approval from others. Through the development of our actions and our integrity, we are able to transcend the limitations that are imposed by the perspectives of others, so expressing our genuineness and self-assurance. 3. Showcase your worth. Stoic philosophy holds that showcasing our qualities, talents, and abilities via the acts and words that we choose to communicate is the best way to demonstrate our worth to others. Stoics advocate for the practice of letting our actions reflect our intrinsic value and sense of self-worth, rather than seeking acceptance from sources that are external to oneself. When we are met with rejection, the Stoic philosophy encourages us to express our value by participating in conduct that is intentional and purposeful. This is important because it allows us to defend our worth. It is possible for us to cultivate a sense of inner confidence and self-assurance that is independent of the validation that we get from other people. This is because we consistently display our values and ideals. This Stoic philosophy encourages us to put a high focus on truthfulness and authenticity in all aspects of our lives, including our relationships and the experiences we have. We give ourselves the capacity to endure rejection with dignity and grace when we display our worth by our actions. This is because we are safe in the knowledge that our value is intrinsic and cannot be altered via our actions. 4. Sever communication. It is of the utmost importance that you prioritize your mental health if you are faced with the disappointment of being rejected. It is important that you put communication first. Making the decision to cut off communication with someone who has rejected you may be a challenging but necessary step to take before moving on with your life. A continuance of interactions with such individuals may result in feelings of anguish and rejection that are maintained at a higher level, which in turn may result in an increase in the level of emotional discomfort experienced. If you block off communication with the other person, you will be able to defend your mental and emotional health. This will be accomplished by establishing a barrier. By taking this action, you will be able to redirect your focus into healing and self-care, rather than exposing yourself to continual negativity or the risk of bad repercussions. This will allow you to take control of your life. You will ultimately be able to retake control over your emotional state and continue using resilience if you make the choice to prioritize your well-being, even if it may first seem to be a difficulty. This will allow you to continue using resilience. 5. Avoid emotional responses. It is common to experience a range of feelings when presented with rejection. Nevertheless, it is important to avoid developing emotional reactions. The feelings of grief, rage, and despair are examples of some of these feelings. On the other hand, in order to develop emotional resilience, it is essential to refrain from allowing these sentiments to dictate the actions that you do. To avoid reacting on the spur of the moment, it is advisable to take a moment to pause and think about the matter in a way that is reasonable. It is important to be aware of the reality that rejection is often a reflection of the preferences or circumstances of the other person, rather than of your own inherent worth. If you are able to maintain your composure and stay rational, you will be able to respond to rejection with grace and dignity. Over the course of the procedure, this will make it possible for you to keep your self-esteem and emotional well-being intact. 6. Pretend they are non-existent. Sometimes, the most efficient way to deal with rejection is to mentally separate yourself from the person who rejected you. This is because rejection may be uncomfortable. When it comes to dealing with the circumstance, this is the most effective way. It is possible that continually interacting with them or meditating on the rejection they have exhibited might be the source of the maintenance of feelings of inadequacy and despair. It is possible to avoid their rejection from affecting your self-esteem and happiness by considering their presence as irrelevant and transferring your focus elsewhere. This will prevent you from letting their rejection to overshadow your delight and self-esteem. You will be able to regain your power and autonomy via the participation in this activity, which will show your worth and resilience regardless of whether or not you get acceptance from other people. It is possible to prioritize your emotional health and continue with confidence and optimism if you pretend that they do not exist, despite the fact that this is a challenging undertaking. This capability is made possible by believing that they do not exist. 7. Maintain kindness while maintaining emotional distance. In spite of the fact that we are met with rejection, the practice of Stoicism urges us to maintain our integrity and compassion. It emphasizes the need of retaining compassion and empathy for other people, regardless of the actions that they do against us, regardless of the circumstances. The practice of Stoicism teaches us to rise above these first emotions and to react with grace and dignity when we are rejected. It is natural for us to have sentiments of hurt or defensiveness when we are rejected. Nevertheless, it is not proper to feel these emotions. Stoicism suggests that one maintains an emotional distance from the person or object that is the source of the rejection while this is taking place. The growth of resilience and inner strength is what it is, not the same thing as suppressing emotions or becoming indifferent. Rather, it is the cultivation of these qualities. By maintaining a certain level of detachment from the circumstance, we are able to keep our thoughts clear and prevent ourselves from being overcome by negative sentiments. This allows us to avoid being overwhelmed by our emotions. At the end of the day, the capacity to maintain compassion while maintaining emotional distance is a reflection of whether or not one has a strong sense of character and emotional maturity. Having the capacity to deal with rejection with grace and dignity, so preserving our integrity and self-respect in the face of adversity, is made possible by this idea. 8. Engage in enjoyable activities. Stoicism lays a considerable focus on the significance of engaging in activities that bring up feelings of joy inside oneself. Stoicism focuses an emphasis on the value of obtaining contentment and fulfillment inside oneself, as opposed to seeking acceptance or pleasure from sources that are external to oneself. Stoicism is a political philosophy that was developed in the early 20th century. In situations when one is faced with rejection, it is necessary to dedicate one's time and energy to activities that provide genuine joy and satisfaction, regardless of whether or not these activities are approved of by others. Concentrating on activities, pastimes, and experiences that are healthy to our brains and hearts may help us develop a sense of self-sufficiency and inner tranquility. This can be done by focusing on these things. When we are going through challenging circumstances, these hobbies may be a source of comfort and shelter for us, which helps us to keep our emotional equilibrium and increases our capacity for resilience. To add insult to injury, the Stoic philosophy of living in harmony with nature and focusing on the things that are within our own control is compatible with the practice of engaging in activities that bring about pleasure. Instead than dwelling on how we have been rejected in the past or searching for validation from others, we divert our attention toward activities that contribute to our own growth and well-being. 9. Build your social status. Stoicism stresses the significance of creating meaningful connections and networks that give support and encouragement rather than chasing celebrity or recognition for the sake of fame or recognition. This is because Stoicism believes that social status is constructed through the accumulation of significant relationships and networks. One of the most important factors that contributes to our sense of belonging and community is the act of surrounding oneself with people who appreciate and love us. This, in turn, acts as a source of strength and resilience when we are faced with challenging situations. According to the Stoic perspective, one of the most important aspects of obtaining social status is the creation of genuine ties that are established on mutual respect and understanding. Establishing a network of supportive individuals who encourage our growth and development, such as friends, family, and mentors, is the focus of this endeavor. To add insult to injury, the Stoic concepts of virtue and knowledge are congruent with the process of creating one's social standing. The more we surround ourselves with individuals who exhibit these characteristics, the more we are encouraged to cultivate them within ourselves, which in turn assists us in developing a sense of moral integrity and character. Developing a social position that is in accordance with Stoic principles not only contributes to our mental well-being and resilience, but it also enriches our lives and serves as a source of strength and support when we are faced with rejection or disaster. 10. Implement silence as a response. Stoicism is a philosophical system that, when presented with rejection, advocates for the power of silence as a dignified response to the situation. By being silent, one might show the person who rejected them that they have the confidence, calm, and self-respect to do so. This is in contrast to engaging in debates that are futile or attempting to justify oneself to the person who rejected them. Stoics are aware that there are numerous instances in which words are unable to appropriately communicate the depth of a person's character or worth. Stoics think that silence may talk volumes in circumstances when words may not be sufficient to accurately explain the situation. When individuals make the decision to stay quiet, they are able to preserve their emotional well-being and demonstrate that they will not let the rejection to diminish their sense of dignity or self-worth. taking into account the fact that actual strength is derived from the capacity to maintain composure and integrity in the face of adversity. This Stoic philosophy encourages individuals to place a greater emphasis on the development of inner serenity than on the need to defend oneself externally. 11. Refrain from seeking their attention. To avoid the temptation of seeking validation or approval from those who have rejected them, Stoicism encourages individuals to refrain from doing so. Stoicism is a school of thinking that may be found in philosophy. Stoics lay a larger emphasis on the value of self-reliance and internal validation than they do on the need of obtaining acceptance from external sources. Stoics believe that these two things are intrinsically linked. By changing their focus towards self-fulfillment and personal growth, individuals are able to build a sense of self-confidence and empowerment that is independent of any critiques or rejections they get from the outside world. This is because they are able to establish feelings of self-confidence and empowerment. Stoics are aware that the route to true pleasure is not to seek acceptance from other people, but rather to lead a life that is in line with one's own ideals and virtues. Stoics believe that this is the path to happiness at its foundation. People may regain their autonomy and grow their resilience in the face of rejection if they refrain from seeking attention or approval from others who have rejected them. Only then will they be able to recover their autonomy and develop their resilience. 12. Clear them from your thoughts. Stoicism is a way of life that assists individuals in letting go of the negative thoughts and emotions that are associated with being rejected. This allows individuals to go on with clarity and optimism. When individuals make the conscious choice to let go of their feelings of resentment or hurt, they free themselves from the burden of prior rejections and embrace a mindset that is characterized by resilience and empowerment. Stoics are aware of the value of maintaining mental clarity and emotional stability, particularly in the face of adversity, and they emphasize this point rather often. For individuals, cultivating inner tranquility and strength may be accomplished by clearing their minds of negative thoughts and focusing on their own growth and well-being from the point of view of the individual. This Stoic notion encourages individuals to transcend the limitations that are imposed on them as a result of rejection, which in turn enables them to approach life with a renewed sense of clarity, an increased feeling of purpose, and a heightened sense of motivation. 13. Ignore them too. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, there is no such thing as indifference when it comes to ignoring those who reject you. Rather, it is a deliberate choice to prioritize your own well-being and joy. Ignoring people who reject you is a deliberate decision. Stoicism is a school of thought in philosophy that contends that our tranquility and contentment on the inside should not be dependent on the ideas or actions of other people. If you choose to ignore individuals who reject you, you will be able to regain your independence and your strength from the inside out. Therefore, this does not indicate that you should dismiss constructive criticism or advice that is useful. Rather, it implies that you should refuse to dwell on negative thoughts and connections that are damaging. Instead, you should focus on turning your life into something that is more enjoyable by bringing it into accordance with your principles and ambitions. In addition to surrounding yourself with people who will encourage and support you on your journey, you should also indulge in activities and interests that contribute to your pleasure and give you a feeling of success. 14. Surround yourself with supportive individuals. Stoicism lays a significant focus on the need of developing virtuous relationships and surrounding oneself with people who are uplifting and encouraging. Stoicism encourages individuals to surround themselves with people who are helpful when they are in need. You may build your resilience when you are faced with rejection by cultivating a network of individuals who are supportive of you. This network provides you with emotional stability and validation, which strengthens your resilience. You should make an effort to cultivate genuine connections with people who share your values and goals, and you should tend to these relationships with the utmost care and honesty for as long as you possibly can. It is possible that it is beneficial to surround oneself with supporting individuals, such as friends, family, and mentors, while one is going through challenging situations. This has the potential to provide you helpful insights as well as encouragement. You may improve both your sense of self-worth and your emotional well-being by cultivating a community that is defined by optimism and mutual support. This can help you feel more confident in yourself. 15. Explore new hobbies and interests. Stoicism is a philosophical philosophy that urges people to embrace the opportunities for personal growth and discovery that are presented to them by participating in new activities and pursuing new hobbies. Stoicism is a philosophy that encourages people to try out various forms of entertainment and interests. By engaging in a diverse array of activities, not only does your life become more satisfying, but it also enables you to cultivate a sense of purpose and pleasure that is not dependent on the approval of other people. There is a possibility that you may build resilience and adaptability if you widen your horizons and challenge yourself to engage in activities that are outside of your current comfort zone. Activities that appear to align with your views and fuel your curiosity should be pursued. This may include acquiring a new skill, immersing oneself in nature, or plunging into creative undertakings. You should prioritize activities that seem to accord with your beliefs. In the process of participating in activities such as study and experimentation, you have the opportunity to discover new facets of your personality and build a more thorough understanding of the things that bring you enjoyment and fulfillment. You should start the process of self-discovery with an attitude of openness and joy, and you should make it a point to allow each experience to contribute to your personal growth and general well-being. 16. Set and pursue meaningful goals. The Stoic school of philosophy is a school of thought that focuses an emphasis on the value of living a life that is ruled by logic and morality. Stoics advocate for the formulation and pursuit of major goals as a means of achieving satisfaction and discovering the capacity to endure in the face of rejection. Additionally, they believe that this is the best way to persevere. It is possible to achieve the formation of a sense of direction and purpose that is independent of individual failures by creating clear objectives that are in accordance with your values and desires. This may be done by establishing a sense of purpose and direction. This strategy helps you to stop worrying about rejection and instead focus on the things that are genuinely important to you. It does this by directing your energy in a constructive way, which allows you to stop focus on rejection. In addition, putting in a lot of effort to achieve these goals will assist you in developing a sense of achievement and self-worth, which will, in turn, increase your inner fortitude and resilience. Stoic philosophy is a school of thought that holds the belief that it is possible to maintain a sense of purpose and fulfillment, even in the face of adversity, if one anchors themselves in activities that are of value to them. 17. Practice mindfulness and self-care. Practices of self-care and mindfulness should be incorporated into daily life. When it comes to maintaining mental and emotional well-being, especially during challenging times such as rejection, the Stoic philosophy places a strong emphasis on the need of practicing mindfulness and self-care as key principles. By putting a focus on self-awareness and compassion, Stoics advocate for the development of inner peace and emotional stability in the midst of the ups and downs that individuals face in life. Stoics may be found in the ancient Greek philosophy known as Stoicism. Your ability to recognize and accept your thoughts and emotions without passing judgment on them is made possible via the practice of mindfulness, which includes techniques such as meditation and contemplation such as these. In situations when you are presented with instances of rejection, this helps you to have stronger clarity and resilience inside you. In addition, engaging in self-care practices that are beneficial to your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being will help you become better equipped to cope with the feelings of rejection and difficulty. Through the practice of mindfulness and self-care, you will be able to develop the resiliency and inner strength that are necessary to handle rejection with grace and serenity. You will gradually have a greater sense of general well-being and happiness in your life as a result of this. 18. Seek professional guidance if needed. In spite of the fact that Stoicism promotes self-sufficiency and inner fortitude, it also recognizes the need of seeking assistance from other sources when it is necessary to do so. It is recommended by Stoics that individuals consider obtaining professional guidance from therapists or counselors when they experience feelings of rejection or inadequacy that become overwhelming with intensity. Seeking the advice of knowledgeable professionals may provide helpful insights, strategies for coping, and emotional support when it comes to effectively navigating the process of rejection. You may be able to establish a secure setting with the assistance of a therapist or counselor, which will allow you to analyze your feelings, identify the issues that are hidden under the surface, and develop specific strategies for coping and resilience. Furthermore, obtaining professional therapy enables you to address any more underlying emotional or psychological challenges that may be contributing to feelings of rejection. This, in turn, makes it easier for you to heal and possibilities for personal growth to present themselves. Through the acceptance of this Stoic principle, you demonstrate courage and wisdom in recognizing when more assistance is necessary, which ultimately leads to the development of higher emotional resilience and well-being of the individual. 19. Take time to reflect on your emotions and experiences. It is of the highest significance in the Stoic philosophy to engage in the practice of self-reflection, especially when it comes to coping with circumstances in which one is rejected. It is absolutely natural to experience a broad range of emotions when one is presented with the experience of being rejected. Some of these emotions include disappointment, pain, and even anger. Stoicism, on the other hand, encourages individuals to approach these emotions with a sense of self-awareness and contemplation on their own experiences. You may be able to engage in a process of intense reflection after receiving a rejection by devoting some of your time to concentrating on the emotions and sensations that followed the rejection. Analyzing the reasons that are responsible for your feelings, having an understanding of how those feelings are related to your fundamental values and beliefs, and realizing the effect that these elements have on your overall well-being are all necessary steps in this process. When you engage in self-reflection, you are able to get valuable insights into your emotional responses and cognitive processes, which in turn provide you with the capacity to navigate rejection in a more effective manner. Another advantage of participating in self-reflection is that it fosters personal growth and healing, which is a benefit that cannot be overlooked. You may be able to pave the way for psychological healing and resilience by engaging in the process of confronting and processing your emotions in a healthy manner. As a result of going through this process, you will be able to develop emotional intelligence and develop coping strategies that will allow you to handle rejections in the future with more ease and knowledge. Stoicism is a method that helps you to transform instances of rejection into opportunities for yourself to learn more about yourself and make progress. The Stoic practice consists of a number of key components, one of which is the habit of taking time to reflect on one's own emotions and experiences. 20. Cultivate gratitude and positivity in your life. Stoicism places a significant emphasis on cultivating an attitude of gratitude and optimism, particularly in the face of adversity. This is regarded to be one of the most fundamental parts of Stoic philosophy. When one is confronted with the sensation of being rejected, it is easy to give in to feelings of hatred or pessimism inside oneself. Stoicism, on the other hand, encourages individuals to shift their focus to the opportunities and advantages that are already present in their lives. Stoicism is a philosophical school of thought. You may train yourself to recognize and appreciate the wonderful aspects of your life by fostering an attitude of gratitude. This is something you can do regardless of the difficulties or discouragements that you may face in your life. In order to do this, you need to make a conscious effort to recognize the things that you have reasons to be thankful for. These things might be supportive relationships, personal successes, or simple pleasures that are available to you. Practicing optimism also provides you with the ability to find meaning and joy in the midst of challenges, which is a significant benefit. You develop the ability to face challenges with optimism and resiliency, rather than focusing on the negative aspects of rejection, which ultimately leads to you being more resilient. The capacity to see the difficulties you encounter in life as chances for personal growth and progress is afforded to you as a result of this shift of viewpoint. One activity that has the potential to be called a transformative practice is one that enhances one's emotional well-being and resilience, as well as one that cultivates feelings of thankfulness and optimism in one's life. By cultivating an attitude of thankfulness and optimism, you may give yourself the ability to handle rejection with grace and perseverance. In the midst of adversity, you will be able to find the power and importance that has been hidden inside you. Thank you for joining us on this empowering journey through the depths of Stoic philosophy. If you found today's video insightful, be sure to subscribe my YouTube channel and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest Stoic content. And remember, your support means the world to us, so don't hesitate to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Together, let's continue spreading the transformative power of Stoicism and inspiring others to embrace a life of inner strength and resilience. Until next time, stay stoic, stay empowered, and keep thriving on your journey to becoming truly undefeatable. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.